So, welcome back to the new day of our car business. We have our new workshop, well, full of rubbish, scrap, dirt and everything, but it's a start. We're happy to have a new business. We're happy to be able to practice our mechanic skills. Of course, we are not really happy how the things look here, but we don't really have a choice at the moment. So, what we will do is get our next customers, make some money, and let's not do it this way. Let's go the old-fashioned way. Go onto the phone, pick up for these customers, see what we need to do. Let's pick up this Mazda RX-3. Wow, quite an old one and quite a condition anyway. And let's get this Griffin Tyro, which is a Mini Cooper by the way, but of course it's the name is changed, the brand is changed. Now, what do we need to do on this? They don't use the proper name because of copyright issues, but doesn't affect us. Change. I guess we don't even need to bring it in for this, so we are not going to. We're gonna fix it here in front of the workshop. Oh yes, Alpha. That is an Alfa Romeo, whatever it is. Is this a Mazda? Oh, hold on. Yes, it looks like a Mazda, but it's actually a rotary Mazda. Oh my god, that is brilliant. It's a Wankel engine, a rotary engine. 2-cylinder. It's a great one, used to be at least. Okay, so windscreen washer. Let's do the windscreen washer. Once we will get a car like this and strip it to bits and overhaul the whole engine, we're gonna do an episode of rotary engines to see how it looks, how it works, what should you do, what should you pay attention to. It's very different from a normal engine. Okay, one done, and you see, that's why you have to keep always cash. Even the simplest tasks, you will need to spend some money to buy the windscreen washer fluid. Coolant, brake fluid. Okay, let's go on to brake. Drain. Can click anywhere for draining if you selected it, otherwise it's not good. Stop draining, fill. Okay, there's the max, that's it. And we're gonna need the radiator. We don't have, it's an old type, so we don't have a separate expansion tank. So we're just gonna use the main radiator. Radiator cap, actually, the new ones, they don't have one in most cases, that's the main point. And now that we drained it, we can fill it. Oh, what am I doing? Take off the cap and fill the system. Now on this one you don't really see the level. It's different for different brands. Sometimes you have a floating stick which can show you the level. Other times you can look in and there's a plastic or a metal notch and you can see if it will reach it. That's the max level. Kind of different, and it's not like this transparent expansion tanks anymore like on the new ones. And let's see, we finished everything. I'm not gonna waste time for leveling up. Let's just take the money, get the new job. Let's practice as much as possible. What do we do on this Mini? Let's bring it in. We'll check there, it has a list anyway. Let's just lift it off the ground a bit. And there we go. Straight inline 4-cylinder engine. This game doesn't have diesels, I guess. Not a problem. So what do we need? Change, refill. Change oil. And I was referred here by my neighbor. You see, you do a job, you do it good, you get a new customer. He's a car dealer. I heard your repair shop has been up and running since quite recently. Promising mechanic, you see. Good reputation already. Annual service time. My body doesn't seem to have any problems, but I leave that for you to decide. Please change the oil filters and... Okay. Oh God, this is quite a major repair. That's okay. We're up to the task. We're gonna fix everything. Okay. We need a lot of things, and we still have most of the things. We have a few parts not discovered, so we're gonna have to do a proper inspection on the vehicle, and we still might not be able to find it only by actually stripping the parts. But we will see. First we're gonna run our normal inspection. This means you lift the car, look, check, inspect every part, move the wheels, move the suspension, shake it, pull it, see what it is, and sooner or later you might find it. You might need to pry, you might need to shake. Well, since we don't have a test bench, we're gonna do it the manual way for start. Then we're gonna get our test equipment when we have the cash. For now, we just have to do it like this. See, it takes a lot of time to do all these tests, even if it's automatic. That's why it will worth your while upgrading your skills, because you will get faster. That means in the same amount of time you will be able to fix more cars. Okay. Did we find anything new? Of course not. Okay. Okay, let's run all the tests. And then if we didn't find anything on the test, go into the engine, then I will think loud, so you kind of get the hang of how to kind of route yourself, point yourself towards the problem. Okay, fuel system is okay. Tires are okay, but we need experience points. We're gonna level up. You know, the better you get with things, the more you practice, the faster you can upgrade your workshop and yourself. That is the same in real life. If you have the time and possibility, doesn't matter if you're paid for, if it doesn't cost you money, if you have the time, do not hesitate to practice. And basically that means invest in yourself. And all you need to invest, in this case, it's time. Do all the checks, check this, check that. You learn with every single step you do. The more you do it, the better you will get. Okay, there's our camshaft problem. This one already has diagnostics as well. a lot of problems on the electrical side. And that's it. All done. So, can I do more than this? Let's see. Check our list. Parts not discovered, still there. So that's gonna be some bushings. We don't have the shaker pads or shaker bench and test pad, so we're gonna have to inspect them manually. But we have a belt tensioner, we have some brake pads, cam gear, camshaft, idler roller, then ignition coil, oil filter, some bushings, serpentine belt, spark plug. Well, 2 spark plugs. Obviously you never change 2 spark plugs. If you do the plugs, do the set, like do all of them. Oil filter, and then these ones. Okay, so let's see. Let's just do visual inspection. Which brake pads? Not to strip all the wheels unnecessarily here. Well, this one looks pretty bad, quite rusty. Let's just try to nail to the other side, and yay. Okay, here as well, I guess the 2 front pads look pretty bad, and this is the exact same way you look in reality as well. Now, I don't have a flashlight, but sometimes you don't have a good visual. But if you look, actually, let me point it out. There we go. You see the pad there? Exactly like that. You look in, and you have the metal backing plate on it, and then you have the actual pad itself. That pad wears out, and when you see that it's only a bit left, that means needs replacing. Let's check on the back ones. Yeah, they look much better, but I can still see them quite rusty. Might not reach the change level. What do we have here? Brake pads, brake pads. Okay, I guess we will go with the front ones, and if it will be happy enough with it, then we're okay. Okay, we're not going here, we're removing the wheel. So you do the inspection before you remove the wheel, because you know, you save yourself a good bit of work, effort, energy, everything you want. And then again, do the inspection. Doesn't tell you anything about it. Let's just go back to the back. Maybe it's gonna be the back ones, because it should tell you. Yes, 11%, so it's gonna be the rear ones. Ah, shit. That's okay. And these discs, okay, let's just leave the wheel off for now. Remove the back ones. They all look bad enough, and we still have a few things not discovered, so we're gonna have to do a little bit of inspection there and see what we find. Okay, let's remove the caliper and remove these pads. Okay, that one definitely is not good. And let's go to the other side. 18%, yes. What is the allowed? 81. So it's quite a new car, quite high requirements. So obviously that's the limit we need to keep. Okay, not gonna go behind that much. And there we go, our 2 set of pads. Now, if you look at these bushings, it's like rubber bushing, a metal housing or plastic housing, depending on type. These look pretty bad. Well, in reality, will kind of look bad as well. Of course, not discolored gray and black, but still cracked, worn. And if we go back and look here, rubber bushing, there's 4 of them need to be replaced. And then sparse nut. Let's see exactly again. What does it say? there was a tapping in the camshaft. Yeah, we have that on the list. Maybe we have a few extra parts. Okay, so we will check the engine, check the other parts. Let's remove this as well. We have the wheel off, so it's, yeah, 14%. It makes sense to replace it. What else do we have? Everything seems to be okay here. At least they look pretty much okay. On this side, again, on bushing, this rubber bushing is 11%. Okay, we're gonna replace that. And I would say probably somewhere in the front if I have to go, I would go for this subframe bushing. If I can focus on it, there we go. Yeah, this looks pretty bad, 13%. Okay, what about the other one? 12%, yes. Now, suspension arm, otherwise called wishbone. It does look like a wishbone. They are okay. I'm still not happy with these parts, but they might be still okay for customer. They might work, so we just leave them. Let's take this. Okay, this bushing is okay. It's quite good looking. Okay, so we have our 4 bushings. Now, at the moment, I'm tired of going to the computer all the time, so this is the moment when I'm just gonna buy the tablet, and you will see the difference. It will save me many trips from the car to the computer. It's not far, but let's say if I'm under it, I don't wanna just come out. I just go to the tablet, go to parts. Of course, first I'm just gonna throw my parts into the shopping list, then delete the old ones and go into the shop, take the list, rubber bushing. I need 4 pieces. Okay, and then I need brake pads. Well, I know of 4 for now, or 2 sets, I mean. Which is strange again, 2 sets, it should be 1 set, but it's okay. And then start mounting parts. Okay, let's put this one back here. Let's put the pads back here. We are on this side anyway, so we're not just gonna fly over left to right. Save time and energy. Okay, refit the caliper. And I am confident enough that on this side I will refit the wheel as well. Should be okay. And let's jump over to the other side. Do the brakes. Caliper. Leave the wheel for now. I need the bushings first. Okay, usually you have to take off this control arm and press it out in most cases, or sometimes you can get a press which you can use under the car, like you can do it on the vehicle. But anyway, to have an idea, in this simulation it's perfectly fine like this. So now if we look at our list, we have 2 pads and we have 2 bushings. That's all. Let's put the front bushings as well back. Okay, come on, go back where I want you to be. There at the bushing. And there we go. One side. other side. Okay, not this. And there we go. Now, if we look at our list, we have the 4 bushings. Part not discovered. Let me just try something. I don't like these brakes. Okay. Now. Oh, 2 disappeared. Look at that. We need brake pads and vented brake discs for the front. Oh, was I right or what? You know, I know it's a simulation, but it's a hell of a good one. And when you look at it and you see that it's not right, it is just not right. In reality, you can look at it and it might look exactly what you see now. And okay, it might be rusty, not evenly worn, too worn, or anything. Let's check this side as well. Do we find our next 2 parts? Oh. Okay, pads for sure. Disc 27. I guess we are done. And there we go. So, we have more brakes. So let's take our tablet, take 2 more pads. Usually they come per axle for smaller cars, so that means you're gonna get in one set left and right side. And we're gonna go to the shop and just get vented discs. Actually, I need 2. And we're gonna start fitting, except the wheel, because we're gonna have to change belts, strip down the engine and do a little bit bigger repairs. And for that the wheel is definitely in the way, so we're not gonna do that just yet. And now, this belt is okay. Gonna have to change timing belt and camshaft and things like this. Now the timing belt is behind this cover. Let's just go from the top. So, if we look at the list, we need spark plugs, serpentine belt, which is timing belt basically. Then we need cam belt. We never call it serpentine belt, but it's called here in the game like this. You have to remove the rocker cover, but we cannot because the ignition coils are there. You see? That's why I like this normal version compared to the expert, because it's highlighting what you should have in there. Of course, when you're an expert, you can do the other one, and then you don't need highlights because you already know what it is. But to visualize and to practice, there it is. So remove the 4 coils, remove the cover, and you will see a worn out camshaft. 2 actually, but 1 is worn. So you see, there is our 1 camshaft in good condition and another one. Well, here wear and tear, it's visualized by rust, but that makes perfect sense. Of course, you cannot remove it. First of all, you have the camshaft caps. But even if you remove the camshaft caps on this engine, you have the timing belt. Wrong button, sorry. Here you have on the front the timing belt. You have to remove this cover. To remove the cover, you have to remove the pulley. And for that you remove the belt. For that you remove the tensioner pulley. So it's always something in the way. And you will have on the far end of the engine, the other end with the timing chain. Here's a small chain connecting the 2 camshafts. Here you can have 2 versions. You can have a back chain or belt to connect the 2 camshafts, or you can have 2 camshaft sprockets in the front, and the front timing belt just connects the 2 camshafts together. So let's just remove this and remove. We can leave that. It's crazy, like this chain will never stay like this, but it's okay. Let's just leave it. and the back is cleared. Now let's go to the front. Take this pulley, tensioner pulley or guide idler pulley, whatever it is. It's not really a tensioner, but it is a tensioner. Okay, now the cover. Few bolts holding it. You see, you have a bit of clearance, and oh, there's some mess here. And you see, there you have the tensioner. This is a real spring tensioner. It's actually pushed onto the belt. Let's remove this. This is the first one all the time. Then you have to remove the belt. That's also worn. And you actually have the idler pulley. That's also worn out. It's worth removing, changing, because it can, the bearing in it can seize or can break, and that's not good. It's gonna damage the belt. Then your whole timing belt can snap, and it can hit the valves. You can damage the whole engine. So this sprocket, it's the gear, it's also worn. Usually it's no problem with them, but sometimes you do get a little bit of wear and tear. Now let's remove the camshaft caps. Now on these ones, especially when you put them back, you have to be very careful. We leveled up, great. Because they have to be tightened to specified torque. This is very important. And there is our camshaft. Okay. Now, okay, here just have a quick look. There you see the engine head, the valves, the cams, tappets, whatever is there. A lot of parts, quite detailed here, but not overly. Okay, this one is 85, this one is 26, so we need to replace this one. This one is 84, this one is 31, spark plug. So let's do this. So here we are. Let's do our list. 1, 2, another 1, another 1, 1, 1, 1. Oh, we need an ignition coil. Okay, 1. We might need 2. It might not accept it when we put it back. And everything else is kind of done. Now, if we go back to our list, it says here 1 ignition coil and 2 spark plugs. Now we are right on the spark plugs. Let's go to the shop. Let's go take our parts, rubber bush. Don't need bushings, don't need pads. Camshaft we do need. Where are we? Ah, okay, we have not selected everything, just quite expensive part. Then spark plugs are in the electrical shop, you won't find them here. Cam gear, yes, there is. Idler roller. Timing belt, they call it like incorrectly, but it's okay. Belt tensioner. More serious, ignition coil again, electrical shop. So let's go to the electronics shop. Spark plugs, 2 pieces, and the ignition coil. I will take 1 for now, and we will see if we will get away with it or not. Let's jump into the engine. You have to go into the engine mode, engine assemble or disassemble mode, and then okay, let's fit the camshaft. There we go. Put on the camshaft caps. Now these also might fail, but sometimes if you took them off and put them back, you might get away with it. It depends. Sometimes it will just fail you for that. Then you have to disassemble again. Let's see. Did we get any new parts on the list? No. Camshaft, it's done. Okay, we might get away. Okay, cover. Two spark plugs. Another spark plug. And let's do our ignition coils. Now, if everything goes right, we have one ignition coil done, two spark plugs done. Let's see, will it accept the last one? But since it was on it, it might. Okay, later, and as you get more advanced, sometimes you will get rejected for these kind of things. Okay, so let's go to the rear end of the engine and refit this cam gear, and also the cover. This also has a camshaft sensor. You will use that for diagnostics quite a lot to read values. Okay, and now go to the front. We have our new cam gear. We have our new idler roller. And belt. And a new tensioner. And there is our cover. And let's see. I'm just checking to see if everything is accepted, because I don't want to refit everything to find out that didn't like some of the parts and have to restrip everything. I had it before. I try to avoid it. Okay, so engine finished. We need to refit the oil filter. Actually, first to disassemble and then to refit. And actually, let's now finish the brakes. Okay, put on the wheel. And the other side. Okay. Brake discs, brake pads, caliper. Get those fancy bolts. They're quite big and they're quite tight. Quite bad clearance, and it's sometimes not too easy to open them. You might need wrenches with extensions. Cannot really fit properly to them. But anyway, it's not impossible. And now we need the oil and the filter. I'm just gonna empty the list. Get our oil drain pen or tool and change the oil. You see, you find the sump plug, drain plug, and that you open and you just let the oil flow out. Now go on to the engine, remove the oil filter. 65%, yeah, but with an oil change you do the filter as well. And go back to the parts shop, and okay, we go to our filter. Now back to the shop, And there it is, just to get the right one. You know, all the time you have to compare your parts and everything because it's so easy to get the wrong part. And there we go. So we are almost finished. Now, who knows what we are missing? Well, if we do an oil change, then we need to do an oil change. So if we drain it, we have to refill. Take the oil, put it back in, and we're done. I guess. I kind of don't like the... Okay, let's fill it until it's actually overflowing. There you go, you see? Now, you shouldn't do that anyway, because it's dirty and you don't want that. Find the dipstick. Where is it? It's easy to fly around the engine on this one. There it is, our yellow little hook. And you see, we are right at the max, just like 1 millimeter over. That's okay. Okay, so I don't kind of like the brake fluid. It's very low. Did we have it on our list? Oh yeah, there we go. Now you change brake pads. Brake coolant, power steering, washer. Okay, and if we are here, let's just change the brake fluid. I had a feeling that it's just not right. And now that we did the pads, we can easily do the fluids, the levels, everything, because it's exactly how it should be. Now in this case, I am just getting a pretty bad view, but let's look at the bottle. In the game it's okay. It drops, it needs a little more, and I guess we should keep. Yeah, exactly. Okay, coolant. Let's just drain. And let's just fill. Nice green one. Wow. Quite often you get the purple one. It's nice pink. G12 is it? What is it? What does it say on this bottle? Yeah, G12 should be pink, but of course they do it green. Okay, and again drain, power steering. Okay, let's remove the cap. You see, you have information on it telling you everything you need to know. Don't mind the reflection. Look at the level. There it is. You see, nice and straight and solid. There we go. And we need to top up the windscreen washer fluid. Take off the cap and fill. Here as well we have max level, but just don't worry about it. Fill it and that's it. It's not gonna do any harm if it's full, because you're gonna use it anyway. And I guess now we're done. Let's close it, check our list. Done, 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 done. There and there, everything is done. So we need 2,200. Now I'm not gonna bother bringing the car out. Let's say that I did. Customer can have it back. And thank you very much. And do we have another car out there? No, that's great, because this was quite a major repair. Did a level up. Let's just see what we can upgrade here. We have 1 skill point. We need 2 here. I want to use them first for this, but let's say now actually I will do the part discount. If I have discount on parts, it means I get to keep more money. So there's another day gone. Thank you for your attention and see you back tomorrow.